recently Donald Trump was in Kansas doing a rally because he's still running for president.
Did he call them first? Did he call Kansas first?
He called Kansas and he's like, I want to do a rally. And he did. And
he's going to beat Rubio in Kansas. He is.
So during that rally.
By the way, it was Kentucky, but that's okay.
It was Kentucky. That's right.
During that rally, he's like, for this pipeline, we're going to use U.S. steel. We're going to use American steel, and we're going to make sure that it's all American. And then guess what he's saying now? Dick. Right? So now all of a sudden, U.S. steel is not a priority. In fact, he had said earlier that he is not going to, impose any type of rule regarding the steel when it comes to this corporation. So U.S. Steel, what name? So that's not happening.
You're forcing me to ask a question to these guys that I promised I would ask. I'm sorry, did I?
Go ahead, ask the question, but there's another part that I want to get to.
I don't watch cable news. I think you guys might, and even you might have slightly different perspectives on it, but I think you both watch cable news a lot more than I do, Michael and Jimmy. Do they point out all the time that, hey, he said that he would use American steel, but now says, no, I'm not going to use American steel?
Of course they don't.
They do point out his inconsistencies and his and when I haven't heard this one specific thing, but they do spend a decent amount of time, both tongue in cheek and actual reporting, going over what he said and then how he changed that.
And then I'm again deeply curious, genuinely, because I don't watch it. Do they emphasize it only creates 35 to 50 jobs, or do they just let that slide?
I've seen the other. I've seen actual CNN hosts argue the other thing against Bernie Sanders, but not recently.
Okay, so I've been watching and listening to a lot of cable news recently, and so I will give CNN at least credit because you're right, they hate Trump, and I think it's pretty obvious. And so they do point out his inconsistencies on some issues. With this particular issue, I don't know. They don't really do much coverage on the Keystone XL pipeline anyway. So I don't know.
I saw Chris Cuomo cover it when he was interviewing Bernie Sanders, and he brought up, what about the jobs? And Bernie says, it's only going to be 35 permanent jobs. And he said, well, that's not what the union said. So Chris was actually arguing the wrong way that way. But that was a few months ago.
Yeah, they haven't talked about it much recently. I mean, this sort of broke early this morning, and it hasn't been something because of everything else. It hasn't been something that's been a headline.
So, as he is talking about the Keystone XL pipeline, he also chided or went after the CEO because of the lobbying effort under the Obama administration and how it didn't work. Okay, so let's go to graphic 13. So Trump told him, saying all the company's previous lobbying had been in vain. In fact, you should ask for your hundreds of millions back because they didn't do a damn thing except get you a no vote. Okay. I think that's so important because what did Donald Trump, appear to be for a lot of people who voted for him? Oh, I'm anti-establishment. I don't need their money. I don't believe in this corrupt system. I'm going to switch things up. No. He has benefited from the corrupt system, okay? He has profited from the corrupt system. He knows how the corrupt system works. In fact, he's giving this CEO some freaking advice. And he's like, hey, make sure if you're going to, spend hundreds of millions of dollars in lobbying, you're going to get what you want. He's not against that system. He freaking loves that system.
No, I love that you brought up that quote, Anna, because I think it goes even further than that. He's basically saying to him, which by the way, he should be saying behind closed doors, but he's so unsophisticated, he's saying it out in front of everybody. He's saying, you should have given that money to me and the Republicans, then I would have gotten you the results you want. Look at you got the results right now, so I'm the right guy to bribe, not the Democrats. He's so brazen about it. I know that he thinks his supporters are so stupid that they'll never figure it out, even if he announces in front of the whole world, hey, you should have given me the bribe instead of the other guys. One day they might figure it out. Our journalism drive is almost over. It ends in Trump's first 100 days. We need to hire more reporters and more watchdogs. Let's do that right now at tytnetwork.com/go.